the Watership Down one again, isn't it? That was the best one, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dee Alsop worked on one of the most iconic animations of the 70s as a colourist on Watership Down.
Oh, this is when we were married.
19 years ago, she married her husband Bill. They led a full and active life together until 4 years ago, when she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease.
She's incapable, to be quite honest, of doing anything at all herself. It's just, that's gone. All she does now is sits down in the chair and passes the time of day away there. It's something you've got to live with, something you've got to just carry on and do the best you can.
Sadly, Dee's condition will get progressively worse. There's no cure for dementia and it's terminal. So what exactly is it? Basically, dementia is a brain disease which affects your mental functions, memory, language, orientation and judgment. There are many different types, but Alzheimer's disease is the most common.
We know there's an imbalance occurs between a type of protein and how it gets processed. And that the imbalance makes one version a bit stickier and it starts to accumulate within the brain. And that accumulation causes brain cells to die. Your messages can't get signaling, can't move around the brain as well as they used to.
At the moment, 820,000 people in the UK have dementia, but it's thought that figure could double over the next 30 years because of an ageing population. In fact, it's thought as many as 1 in 3 people over the age of 65 will die with some form of dementia.
Do his feet for me, please. Down there, look.
The pressure on health and social care will be huge, but both patients and carers say the system is already failing those in need. Mr. Alsop and his wife do have help from local authority carers, but say those carers don't understand Dee's condition.
They've had basically no training. They don't know anything at all about it. So therefore, if something goes wrong, they stand back and shout and nothing goes right.
Although carers directly employed by the local authority do have dementia training, a lot of work is contracted to agencies. Some don't offer those guarantees, even though they claim to specialise in dementia. Mr. Alsop says it's a constant battle to get support.
You've got to beg for everything you want, and then it doesn't work.
There's a huge variation in the standard of care and support that people receive. In particular, in the southwest, one of the problems of dealing with an illness such as dementia is that we have quite a high rural population, so that exacerbates the isolation that people feel.
So as a country, do you think we're letting patients and carers down?
If I'm honest, yes, we need to do far more.
Those failures have now been recognised. How we care for and support people with dementia is being reviewed.
We have pockets of good practice across the land around people who have dementia, who are getting the right care, whether at home, in a residential setting or in a hospital setting. What we need to do together is to make that consistent across the southwest.
There's one that doesn't need a doctor.
Underpinning the new dementia strategy, the idea that patients want to stay in their own homes as long as possible. 12 months ago, Alzheimer's sufferer Judith Wainwright was struggling to cope alone at home.
Primroses. Trying to see where there's a gap. It's a bit like, what's that thing when the animals go into the...
Hibernation.
Hibernation, yes. Yes.
Mind your fingers.
Now she has a carer on call 24 hours a day. It's dramatically improved her quality of life.
I think it's quite important that she has a normal life as long as possible, to be joining in with everything. And I think it's worked very, very well over the year.
I've got a whole new life. New life.
Oh.
Put a tail on it for me.
Improving support services won't be cheap. Caring for people with dementia already costs the UK more than £20 billion a year. but many argue it will, in the long term, be the most cost-effective way of tackling the looming dementia crisis. Rebecca Broxton for the West Country Tonight.